Happy Winter Solstice. How do you like my specially made instrument? Isn't it beautiful? So this is Dr. Stanzie here, and I'm going to talk about the winter solstice, which is today, if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then this is the summer solstice. And basically, the winter solstice is the longest day of the year. We have the shortest day of the year. In the southern hemisphere, this would be the longest day of the year, okay? And so this is a part of our natural rhythm and cycle of the earth. And why is this important, right? It's important because it actually affects your energy as a person. You are a part of this earth. You are a part of this planet, a part of this ecosystem. You're a part of communities and all of this. And the earth is going through rhythms and cycles, and that can be through the seasons and like now the solstice. So when we are leading up to the winter solstice, which is where we are right now, at least here in Hawaii, you're actually in the winter time, which winter is all about hibernation, okay? It's going inward, feeling within, reflecting, getting cozy, and staying warm, right? And so it's common for people to feel more tired during the winter months. Even in Ayurveda, when they recommend foods to eat, they suggest that you eat different types of foods in the winter time that are going to be more nurturing to your body. So it's important for us to actually follow these different rhythms of the earth because we are a part of the earth and it affects our energy and how we experience life and how our energy levels are. And so this is similar to like the moon cycle. So every month we go through a cycle of the new moon to the full moon. And we just had a full moon and the energy has been really strong. Have you guys been feeling it? I know for me, I've been feeling very amped up, not sleeping as well either. And so we have these monthly cycles that affect our energy levels based on the moon. So when we start to have awareness of these cycles of the earth and the planets astrologically, and of course the solstice today, we get to have greater awareness of ourselves and how to leverage those times for our overall well-being. Okay, so like I said, we're in winter time right now. If you're in the northern hemisphere, this is a time to go inward, to nurture yourself, to ground, to hibernate if you need to. And what I love about the winter solstice is that we are now going from being in the darkest time. Today is the darkest day, technically, shortest amount of light, of sunshine. And we're going from this place of darkness into going forward from today. The days are going to get longer again, slowly. So this is actually a time of coming from the darkness and going into the light, right? Rebirth. This is all about rebirth and returning to the light, okay? And so this has been celebrated by many, many different religions for thousands of years. So Christmas is not the only celebration that happens right now around this time. You know, before Christmas, there was paganism, and they were actually celebrating more just the gratitude of going from darkness into light. And then there are many other religions for thousands of years that have celebrated this time, and expressed gratitude for going forward into the light and focusing on what you want to rebirth into. And so it makes sense too that for New Year's, right, we have our New Year's resolutions. We start the new year with intentions. And so that goes really well with our winter solstice of going into the light, rebirthing, and what do we want to take into this next phase or cycle of our lives. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, which I see some Australians jumping on, then this is going to be more of the summer solstice, and this is going to be more about fertility, reaping the fruits of all the things that you've been planting through the spring and bringing things into fruition. So there's a lot of energy, and it's really a powerful, energetic time to kind of go and do things. Bring your fruits and creations out to the world. How are you feeling right now with this solstice and with the holidays coming up as well? It's an interesting time for those who are in the northern hemisphere. We're in winter, inner hibernation time, but then we have the holidays. And I think that's why people can get so stressed, even burnt out during the holidays when it's winter time, because it's like your body is wanting to say, oh, let's just relax. Let's go inward. Let's feel. Let's root down. And then there's like all these parties, and it's like, go out, do this, go buy gifts, go do all the things. And so it's a little bit contradictory to the energy. And I remember when I lived in Australia and it'd be Christmas time in the summer, it was kind of funny because it'd be like, wow, you're like in the height of summer and excited and having all this energy, and then you have your Christmas parties or holiday parties, and there's a lot more energy for it than I think in the northern hemisphere, where you're like, it's almost like you've got to really push through. So it's really important during this time to do some self-care and to balance, finding balance between how much energy you're putting out towards, going to parties and buying gifts and social things, and how much energy and time you're putting towards yourself, getting time to rest, to relax, to journal. And one key thing to remind you is that hibernation time, so winter time specifically, is a great time to do the inner work. And so, and it's funny because that's paired with, having a lot of holiday things with family, friends, and that can bring up a lot of emotions. So take this time, if you have stuff coming up, to sit with how you're feeling, to look at what's coming up and be okay with that, right? And notice if you're going into avoidance patterns of, drinking, partying, overeating, eating lots of sugar and all those things, because that's easy to do during the holiday time, right? And using those as ways to avoid connecting into what's going on here, connecting into the feelings and sitting with your inner work. So if you've got stuff coming up right now, just sit with it and give yourself some time to be okay with that, and give yourself, maybe even put up some boundaries of like, this is my time to take care of myself, or I'm going to go to this party, but I'm only going to go for an hour, or I'm going to go out and hang out with my friends, but I'm going to have one drink or no alcoholic drinks. Giving yourself healthy boundaries for yourself and for others around you, right? So the more you respect your own boundaries for yourself, meaning you set boundaries that are good for you, that are healthy for you, whether it's, okay, I'm choosing to eat healthy foods, or I'm choosing to have juices instead of champagne, whatever it is. The more you honor your own healthy boundaries, the more others will honor those too, okay? So that said, what do you guys want to set for your intentions for this winter solstice, for the new year? I'm curious to hear from you. I really invite you to take a little bit of time this last day of hibernation to just get the most out of it. This is the darkest, shortest day of the year. Take this time to go inward, even if it's just 30 minutes or even an hour, this evening or this morning, wherever you are, and just write down your intentions, feel what's going on in your body, and do some things that are nurturing, like maybe taking a hot bath, having some healthy but yummy food, and sit with that and enjoy it, okay? Because next we're going to be going into longer days, and we're going to start ramping up. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I've got a retreat coming up in the new year. It's going to be here in Hawaii, and it's specific to set those intentions and to do the inner work. So a lot of times the things that we want to create or manifest in our lives, it's not happening because we haven't healed some of the inner wounds. And so this is one of the key components to manifesting that is often overlooked. So if you've ever watched The Secret or other manifesting, law of attraction books or videos, they talk a lot about focusing on your vision and, you know, getting excited about it and all of that, which is, you know, helpful. That's definitely a part of it. But a lot of times those things aren't going to manifest very quickly because you've got some wounds, negative beliefs, negative thought patterns, old thoughts that are contradictory to the things that you want. So you're basically sending out two signals to the universe. One is, I really want this amazing thing in my life. And then the other is, oh, I'm not worth that. I'm not worthy. I'm not capable, or whatever the story is. So any of those limiting stories that we have that you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not young enough, I'm too old, I'm too young. All those limiting beliefs and stories all come from childhood experiences and programming, either from your parents, your communities that you grew up in, and then any traumas that you may have experienced. These unfortunately lead to a lot of limiting thoughts and beliefs as you get older, and those get in the way of you manifesting what you really want, okay? And so I love, there's this one audio I listened to with Deepak Chopra once, and he said, you would be able to manifest anything you want instantly if you could just get out of the way. You are the reason why things aren't happening. And it's not really you, it's your negative beliefs, limiting stories, and all of those things that have been programmed in. And so the beautiful thing is you can change those quite easily. You can reprogram those. But it does take the courage to go in and look at those things and work on them and heal them. And so that's what I have found to be the game changer when it comes to manifesting and creating a life that you want, to achieving your goals easier and faster, and to having the success that you want. So in the new year, that's what we're going to be focusing on at this retreat I'm having in Hawaii, is to basically heal what's blocking you, and then get really clear and focused and get the energy going in the direction of what you want, which is awesome. So that's going to be a game changer for those who can join us. There's a couple of spots left, so feel free to reach out if you want more information. And other than that, remember to do the inner work right now. Set those intentions for this time of rebirth, for this winter solstice, and then of course going into the new year, and enjoy, right? Find some balance amongst it all. So if there's any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the chat below. So I'm really excited for this coming year. 2022 is astrologically much better and easier than what we've had this year, okay? So my guess, based on what we're seeing and the astrology, I mean, there will be some things that we're gonna have to work through, of course. But the energy is much easier and flowing. So that's awesome. Okay. So hang in there. 2022 is going to be a time to accelerate your projects, visions, goals. So that's why using this winter solstice time is really great to really get focused in on what it is you want to create, what it is you want for this coming year, and get that set for when we go into the new year. Okay, Meg Fast. She says, what you were talking about standing in our own way reminds me of this quote. Most of the shadows of this life are caused by standing in one's own sunshine. Oh my God, I love that quote, Meg. That is amazing. So true. And that's that's really it. We have the mind, which is such a powerful tool for us to evolve as a species, to create, to do extraordinary things. But the mind also is the ego. And we have this monkey mind that leads us to think that we're not good enough, or that we're not capable, or we're too fat, we're too skinny, there's always too much of something or not enough of something. And those are just old programs. And the truth is once you release those and heal those, you realize you are the sunshine, and you can shine in any direction you want, and you can shine your gifts and your truth and enjoy that. So I love that quote. Thanks again, Meg. All right, well, you guys, it was really nice to share with you today. I hope this was helpful for you, and I wish you an amazing holiday, and I hope you get a nice balance in there. Remember, finding balance. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Share this if it was insightful. And if you have any questions or need anything, feel free to reach out over this comment box here. Also, I have a free online workshop, and that's another resource to check out as well. It's all about how to navigate stress, and that can be really helpful for this time during the holidays when there's a lot going on. So that's on my website, stanzielangtree.com. So check it out. All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thanks again, Meg. And thank you everyone else who jumped on. Sending you all lots of love and happy holidays.